All right, so on to round two. We're playing Brainless 96. Interesting. Same deck, obviously. Land control to Major Tom. It's a reference to a song. Anyway, moving on here. Let's see here. So we don't have any colored lands here. We can't make any white mana. It's not great. There's also not an Eternal Dragon to Plane Cycle, so we're gonna have to mulligan this one, unfortunately. Did we end up better here? There we go. Okay, we can play that. Okay, and our opponent mulliganed to 6 as well, so we're good to go there. Do we want this Encircling Fissure? Don't think so. We're really hunting for lands at this point. Shelter and Eternal Dragon will help with that for sure, but okay, so Forbidding Watchtower, go. Land go, as the case would be. I think I might have played this guy last week, actually, with the Absence Pilgrim. I mean, everybody's playing that card for various reasons right now. The normal elves didn't make it this season. We had I don't know, remember it was last season or the season before, but elves was the deck and it was very good. And I think we actually made enough of an impact that the elves started cycling. Either that or they got better in Commander or another format. So we actually don't have any just regular old Llanowar elves this season, which is why you're seeing a lot of these Absence Pilgrims. There we go. Got a third land, so let's see if we can stop the bleeding by playing the Wall of Resurgence here. Make it the plains, just in case anybody has anything that says non-basic on it. Haven't run into that yet, but I've tried to get in the habit just in case. But at the very least, we can now block elves, or in this case, human monks. Okay, yeah, I don't think I played this guy particularly, but I have played another copy of this deck. It's tokens. You know, sometimes you'll see it with Glare Subdual. Sometimes you'll just see it just trying to overwhelm the opponent. It does happen, however. But we do have Planar Cleansing on lock when we get to 6 mana, so that's pretty huge. Right now, though, I think we actually are the aggro deck. I'm going to go ahead and swing in for 3, because I can still Wing Shards or Renewed Faith, either way. Although really what we're hoping to do at the end of this turn is just cycle Eternal Dragon to make sure we have land for next turn. Oh, that is bad. Okay, so there we go. We got the Populate version. He's going to keep on making 5/5s during his upkeep, so that's not great for us. So we really, at this point, we need to get to that 6 mana. Luckily, both those worms have Summoning Sickness, so we can Plane Cycle an Eternal Dragon here. I want that one. There we go. Okay, and this is going to help a lot. We're going to go ahead and throw down the Terra Eternal. That means that this plains can block huge worms. We're for that, for sure. Not going to attack this turn. Block a worm, take 5 damage, and we still have Renewed Faith cycling mana to hope we can get him more lands. Make those worms even bigger. Got 3 cards left in hand, so what we're really hoping... No, it's got 2 cards left in hand, so what we're really hoping here is that he's kind of overstepped his bounds and gotten himself in trouble. Okay, so we'll block both. We really don't care if he kills the wall. Because the entire plan right now is to... there we go. The entire plan right now is to cycle Renewed Faith so we can get into land. Wrath next turn. Let's do that. Gain us some life while we're at it. Go. And really hope we top deck a land here. We did not. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just short of planar cleansing mana. So we're gonna go ahead and play the Mycosynth Wellspring. Yes, I'll use the ability. Grab a plains and play it. So we have 3 mana here. We can wing shards. That's probably not going to do too much for us. We can cast Renewed Faith for 6 as well. And we can shelter if we need to. We can also make a second blocker with Forbidding Watchtower. So we're going to go ahead and pass turn here. See if we can survive the turn so we can Wrath next turn. What would be really cool is if we got the Wrath that doesn't kill our Terra Eternal. That would be really nice. Although we do need to get rid of Growing Ranks right now. Planar Cleansing does do. Alright, so he's going to swing with everything here. We can prevent 6 by blocking with Forbidding Watchtower. I'd say let's go do that. Okay. The program tapped my land there for a second, and that really scared me. Go. Block that worm, and take 10 to the face. Not exactly my best game plan, but hopefully we'll live through it. Only got 2 cards in hand. He can't have too much to do after he's played out his entire hand. Okay. So untap, Wrath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we get Mycosynth Wellspring is going to go fetch us another land. We do lose Terra Eternal, which sucks, but hopefully it won't matter that much. If we can really keep the land count up, then he might just not have anything relevant in his hand at this point. He's only got 2 cards. It wouldn't surprise me if one of those is a land he's holding. And then hopefully the other one isn't, the best card ever. We do have an Eternal Dragon in the graveyard, so we're going to go ahead and start stopping on our upkeep. Okay, so he had a 3/3 Centaur. He had 2 of them? Yeah, he had 2 of them. Okay. Luckily still with Summoning Sickness. So we got Wing Shards in our hand, and we've got a 3/3 dude here. We can also cycle Renewed Faith and Shelter. I think we don't bring the Dragon back yet. As much as we're thirsty for mana, we really need to solve the Centaur problem before we do anything else. Which we top deck the answer to here, so let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not quite there to be able to cast it with Awaken, but we can swing in for 3 after we do it. So there we go, and then we'll become the aggro deck here and swing in for 3. Okay, so Guy's Anthem, obviously not concerned about that. I really think that last card he's holding in his hand is just a land, I think. So we can cycle if we bring back the dragon still. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Really, we need the lands at this point. We always do. Okay, there we go. We can cycle into Eternal Dragon here. I kind of want to swing in for 3, though. He doesn't have anything with haste. Let's do that. Let's undo that. We'll swing in for 3 and pretend we're still the aggro deck here. Got to start plinking away while we can because he doesn't have any creatures right now. We're really just banking our entire existence on, and he doesn't have anything with haste because he's in white-green. Okay, there we go. Mouth. New Amonkhet card that just became legal this time through. The Aftermath. Draw a card for each creature you control, power 3 or greater. Would be pretty bad for us if he had more than one. But with just one, it's not a big deal for us, thankfully. If he'd cast it earlier when he had 6 worms, that would have sucked pretty bad. Okay. Upkeep, we don't need to worry about anything. Sandstone Bridge, so this will give our guy Vigilance. Unfortunately, I guess we could give him Pro Green and draw a card, actually. Pretty relevant at this point, as long as we keep our Wing Shards mana. Which we will. So let's do that. Keep on pretending we're the aggro deck. Make our guy bigger. So he has Haste and Vigilance now. Go ahead and give him Pro Green as well. We can't be blocked by the Hippo. And then we'll swing in with our Vigilance even. There we go, and then we still have the Wing Shards on deck if we need it. And he's got another one, so he's going to get to draw a couple cards off the Aftermath here. The nice thing about this, though, I'm going to come over, and I think we'll keep the Wing Shards here. Oh no, he's going to block. Okay, so that gives us a lot of options at the end of turn here. So let's go ahead and Plane Cycle. Grab Plains. And I've got 2 left over here. We'll go ahead and cycle Renewed Faith as well. Yes, I would like to gain 2 life. Yes, I would like to draw a card. Okay, so there we go. Untap, upkeep, we're not bringing the dragon back here. We're going to play that Plains. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're 1 mana short of just being able to kill him this turn here, but we'll go ahead and cast with Awaken. Let's choose that land right there, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go. Let's go ahead and swing in for 4. And then we got Shelter unlocked for next turn. Okay, so he didn't even draw the creature he needed there. We did see a lot of artifact and enchantments that kind of needed to go away here, so we'll put in the 4 Sealed Cleansings. Shelter was really good for us that game. Feel like these are also going to be very relevant as well. Encircling Fissure, maybe not as much. We can probably get rid of a couple Renewed Faiths. Fairy Eternal is pretty huge, while the Resurgence is going to be relevant. Wing Shards was surprisingly not great for us, but I think I'm still going to keep them in. So get rid of a Mycosynth Wellspring. We want all 8 of our Wraths. We'll go ahead and get rid of 1 Encircling Fissure. Okay. And submit. One nice thing about this deck, you'll find that I find all the time, just because it is such a weird deck, you know, like I'm trying to kill you with lands, and it's really just kind of control with Wrath of Gods and that kind of thing. It's surprising you don't really run into sideboard cards that are relevant very often. We can keep this hand. Actually, I should not have kept that hand. That really could come back to bite me. I don't have any white sources. There we go. Drew one right off the top, though. Got real lucky there, and we do want that Eternal Dragon so we can start Plane Cycling. Okay. All the concerns we had with that hand taken care of by New Benalia. And actually, this is the first card I saw when I thought of this deck, and I literally just wrote down to myself, I said, white has all of the good cards in Penny Dreadful, all the good lands in Penny Dreadful. And it really does. It's not even a question. At the beginning of it, it even had one of the cycling lands, which was absolutely huge. Fortunately, we lost Secluded Steppe this last cycle, but we're not too upset about it. It's still a pretty fun deck. Let's just keep on passing here. Wayfaring Temple's pretty small right now. Make you a 3/3. Nope. Mana. Another Wayfaring Temple? That'd be funny. Okay, mouth. So yeah, make you a 3/3. I think Call of the Herd is still legal, and I think I really would prefer that over Mouth and Feed. Mouth to Feed. Okay, so we got a 2/2. Not a huge deal. We're going to cycle this Renewed Faith at the end of turn anyway. It'll become a... he does get to populate, but things happen. Okay, so we'll cycle. Okay, so now we got a couple Encircling Fissures to play with here. So we'll go ahead and do that. He won't get to populate anymore with Wayfaring Temple. As we fog and get to enough lands that we can play Planar Outburst, and then hope he's overextended again. He knows I'm playing Wrath now, though, so he might start playing a little smarter. That's condescending. He wasn't he wasn't playing badly the first game. He just didn't know that I was playing 8 Wraths. Okay, so that creates more soldiers. Just the one. He's obviously wondering what the heck I have up my sleeve, or he's fearing wing shards probably. Which, yeah, that makes sense. If I had a wing shards right now, I would have been more than happy to take away 5 or 6 hippos. So no combat damage, no population trigger, which is great for us. We did get a seal cleansing, but I mean we can wrath right now, so I think that's definitely the right answer at this point. He's got more than enough on the board that we're getting some card advantage. I mean, if he doesn't have creatures, we don't really care about Spear Heliod. So there you go. Go ahead and start stopping on our upkeep here. Now that we have enough mana. Okay. So good we aren't going crazy with Seal Cleansing, because we're definitely going to get rid of that Growing Ranks with it. For right now, though, let's just go ahead and grab Eternal Dragon. Didn't play any threats, so I want to get a threat of my own. Oh, and we drew a second Eternal Dragon, so that's good. Sure. I played this in a couple of my jank decks, actually. I really like Kajilder and Outpost. It can bite you really the wrong way. I don't really suggest playing more than 2 of them, but because they can bite you the wrong way. You have to sack a planes when it comes into play, which is it's a big deal, especially early game. But for right now, we can't cast Eternal Dragon yet. I like the Seal Cleansing to get rid of Growing Ranks, but it's really tempting to just do Planar Cleansing right now. Let's Encircling Fissure this turn, Awaken a land. If not, then we can, it's Eternal Dragon as well. That's not a big deal. But I want to see if I can get him to overextend a little bit. And if we can get rid of all this in one go with one card, I think we just win at that point. But yeah, if he doesn't swing it for much, actually what we'll do is we'll activate the Stalking Stones this turn. We have 6 mana exactly. So. So take 6, activate a Stalking. Okay, take 4 and activate a Stalking Stones. I'm fine with that. That keeps that Encircling Fissure for later in the game if we need it. Life is a resource. There you go. And that's exactly what we were hoping for, is that he would play a couple more cards that we'd be able to do stuff with. So let's go ahead and activate Stocking Stones here. Okay, and then we'll untap. Didn't get a land, but that's just fine. We're just going to go ahead and Planar Cleanse here. Okay, loaded a mana. That's interesting. Oh, right, to make a token. Okay. And that's fine, as long as we aren't populating 6 tokens a turn. I could really kind of care less about 1/1s. They'll get blocked by Stocking Stones, so. Hippo! And a Guild Mage. Okay, so that's his whole hand. We'll take 1. Okay, we drew another Planar Cleansing. I don't think we need to use it at this point. Guild Mage might get a little ridiculous, but really we're not too concerned with it. And we have Wing Shards and Encircling Fissure. So at this point, I think we do just pass turn. So we can start getting these Eternal Dragons to get us some mana. You need to discard a card. Let's make it Eternal Dragon. And what I should have done there was cycle first so that I could play the land. Well, no, because I want Encircling Fissure online. Really the big deal. So he's offering a trade with the Hippo. I don't really care. We could Wing Shards it, but I think at this point we'll Encircling Fissure and get a 2/2. We're kind of hoping for a Terra Eternal at this point. Actually, we could give it Pro Green. Let's do that, because I want to draw the cards with Shelter anyway. We'll block. Wait for his trick. His trick is to populate. That's fine. No problem with it. Kind of confused by it, but you know. And then we'll cast Shelter. And Pro Green. Draw a card here. I'm kind of confused by it. I think he was just trying to get enough hippos that he could draw cards off the Awaken or the Aftermath over here, but it really just didn't make sense to me. Plane cycle for another planes. I don't think we want the dragons back quite yet. We need the mana more. There we go. Play the planes. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could cast a dragon if we get one back. Wall of Resurgence really seems like a bigger deal to me right now, although I kind of want to Wrath so he doesn't have this Aftermath. Right now we kind of got him dead to rights. So let's go ahead and we'll waste the Wrath. 5, 6. Okay, and then we'll swing in for 3 and pretend we're the aggro deck. Now I've kind of got him in a top deck situation. He's still got that Awaken in, or the Aftermath in his graveyard, which could come back to bite us, but you know, if I can keep the creatures under control, then we'll be just fine. Alright, so upkeep, let's go ahead and grab an Eternal Dragon now that there aren't threats on the board. Okay, draw a card for the turn. We drew planes anyway. At this point, let's just keep on plunking away at that life total. Just keep on getting those lands. Yep, tokens are fine. Wow, coming over with the token. All right. So we could cycle Eternal Dragon here. Let's go ahead and cycle Renewed Faith instead, though, and we'll actually play the dragon next turn. Do a Sandstone Bridge so we can make our Stalking Stones bigger as well. That's pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can actually attack in first here. And bigger. He's just going to get blocked with a token anyway. Not Sandstone Bridge's finest moment, but that's okay. Sure. Keeping that token population under control. So let's go ahead and do a dragon here. Okay. That's when it deals combat damage to a player, so we do want to prevent that from happening. That's actually something that could get out of control, especially if you get some populate stuff. For right now, though, let's go ahead and bring the second dragon back. I really don't think he'll be able to deal with multiple dragons here. Speaking of which, we've got one. Let's just go ahead and have him fly over the top. We could do Wall of Resurgence here. I think we just keep our options open, however. Because he's going to be able to do tokens. So our primary game plan at this point is Eternal Dragon over the top. Go ahead and get rid of cleansing because we have to. For target artifact or enchantment, then populate. Okay, so in response to that, we'll go ahead and shelter here. It actually stops the populate trigger as well, which is neato. Okay, during our upkeep, we don't need to be doing anything. Fairy Eternal's pretty huge as far as blocking. Go ahead and swing over the top with the dragon before we do anything, though. Yeah, let's go ahead and do Terra Eternal. That way we have a blocker in case he does anything too nutso. That's fine, you can make a token. We'll go ahead and throw a Mycosynth out as well. Still leave this 3 mana open so we can do all sorts of instant things. Good games, man. Oh, no, he left already. All right. There we are, 2-0 on round 2, so we're now 1-1 for the tournament. We'll have to see if we can do a little bit better than we did the first game here. Wildfire really did a number on us. Thanks, guys.